Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline Friday, September the 19th. Final show of the week. Final show before Cowboys and Bears get it on a Soldier Field in Chicago. Should be a lot of fun. Hasn't been a place that I've been to on a regular basis. Every time we go, it's always, I wouldn't say it's always fun, but it's always great to go to one of the more historic stadiums in the NFL. And I know they've renovated a little bit over the years, but still it's Soldier Field, and it'll be a lot of fun to go there. And you know it's not going to be negative 5 degrees or anything like that. Could be raining. Sounds like that it might be. So that's going to be something to watch out for during the game. I mean, you know, the Cowboys-Eagles had offensive shootout going on in the first half, and then things slowed down a little bit just because of the adjustments. And then when the weather hit and they went on a delay and came back from that, there were no more points. So we'll see how weather affects this game coming into it. All right, 888-855-2297. Let's go to Zach in Atlanta to start us off.
Nick Eatman in Frisco. What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, I just want to shout out Ali's call yesterday, and man, like, he's the coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just cool to hear what he's up to. Go get the Bears, man. But really want to shout out you and Beam as well this morning. Nick, you have people call from all over the globe, not to just talk Cowboys, but to talk Cowboys with you. You know, like, you've got the coolest job, and you have a lot of people, I hope you see it through Storyline, like, who really respect you, love you, and we love each other, man. It's a cool community.
It's awesome. And I don't want you to think that for a second that I don't, realize that and overlook it or anything like that. It's awesome. Now, there are some people that call you guys like a cult, what I think is funny too, but either way, it's awesome, and I appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah, man, it's great. So shout out to you, shout out to Beam for putting this together, and Derek Eagleton.
Yeah.
I know he had a say in this too. As far as you and me go, dude, last year I brought up the Saints' performance. It was terrible. I related it to getting off a toilet and flushing. Last week I asked you about Dwayne Harris. You told me about you were in the bathroom listening to a kickoff return for a touchdown. I hope bathroom stuff is not a segment that we do regularly, but it's just an observation. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And do with that what you want.
I thought it was going to be.
Here we go.
I thought it was going to be a touchback. I thought we had a little bit of time. I thought, I could. By the time I get out there, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. And no, they was already kicking an extra point.
Took it to the house, man.
Yeah.
Funny. So in keeping with the Dwayne Harris, I'm calling this segment Double Agent for the season. Who wore the star near and far? Who played for our upcoming opponent? Yada yada. Double Agent for the week. Kyle Orton. I remember Kyle Orton coming in for an injured Tony Romo with a division on the line in 2013. And, I think he had a pick to end that game. Mm-hmm. All that to say, any stories on Kyle Orton? I don't think he was with us for very long. That's the only thing I remember about him. He just seems like a dude you'd see at a bonfire somewhere. And you're like, okay, he's just a regular dude. So with that, Cowboys win this week 31-23. Shout out Cowboys Nation, and let's get a dub.
All right. I'm laughing because I'm the only story that comes up with Kyle Orton and to me, and he did play that last game against the Eagles, and it looked like they were maybe going to drive for the win, and he throws a pick, and it's the last game of the season. They don't make the playoffs. It might have been the same year because I don't remember how long he was with us, but we had I'm not going to name names here, but we had a Christmas party that we used to do. It was at the stadium, and one of our colleagues was talking to this female, having a good conversation, and I think deep down he thought maybe this was going to be a promising conversation, and all of a sudden Kyle Orton comes in and goes, "Hey babe, here's your drink. How you doing? Hi, I'm Kyle. Nice to meet you." I mean, it was defeating look on the man's face, but that's the only thing I remember, and that goes to show just he didn't play a lot, which is fine. As your backup, you don't want to play a lot. All right, Dylan in Wichita Falls. Well, Dylan, what's up?
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Yesterday, I think I was taken off guard by being the first time I ever called, and I was picked up pretty quick, so that's why I bolted off the line. But
that's all right.
Try to slow down a little bit today. Only thing I really have to add going into this game.
First of all, hold on. Have we met? I mean, like, I don't. You sound like you have you been in Wichita for a long time?
Yeah, I've been here pretty much all my life, man. No, we've never met.
I bet we have.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, what's up? You're at Toby's, like. It's not even
Toby's, man. It's not Toby's anymore, though, man.
It's not that anymore, but that was the spot. And at training camp, when we were at training camp, everybody would go to different places, but it would always end there. Man. So yeah,
Toby's was a fun spot.
Good times. All right, what do you got for me?
Going into the game, I just want to say that I'm glad that the center we have playing this week could be a starter and for several other teams, and I'm excited for Brock Hoffman to keep getting more opportunities, man.
Yeah.
And on the defensive side, I'm just ready to see what Eberflus makes adjustments with this week, playing his former team, and I'm ready to see if Diggs maybe gets a little bit more comfortable in this scheme. I mean, it's going to take time, but I just want to see his development in this new defense, really.
Yeah, I agree.
And then other than that, man, I was just going to ask you, like, I was born in 91, so, I mean, I really don't have a lot of memories from the 90s days, especially when camp was here. So I was just going to see if you could give me a cool story, man, from when they had camp out here at Midwestern.
Yeah. Yeah, I could come up with that. Let's see. Not the Netflix story you guys saw. Not that one. All right. Thanks, Dylan, for the call. Yeah, we don't need to go through I wasn't at that story with the Michael Irvin in the dorm. However, you know what's funny about that? If there's anything funny about that, is that I was told by some people that were there that it was on the end. It was the last room on the end, and it was on the second floor. Well, that dorm, that's where I stayed, and I stayed on the second floor on the end. Now, it could be either end. I don't know, but there's a good chance that that whole thing went down with Michael and Everett McIver and all that in a dorm that I actually stayed in, and we're talking like 2 years before that. So that's weird. That's a good story in itself. I'll go with that one. There's another one, but the cops were called, and not sure that's a great one. Yeah, Wichita Falls was awesome, and awesome for me because think about it. Just think about when you've gone to college and you've gone there for a few years, and there's a small town, and there's a lot of people there. You know all these people, and some people are going to be there forever. And then to leave and go work for the Dallas Cowboys, and then the next year to come back. And and now I work for the Cowboys, and now the same people going to the same stuff. Yeah, I was probably full of myself. That's okay. All right. I'm A from Napa, California. I'm A.
Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Everybody's full. I'm great. Everybody's full of themselves when they're younger, man.
Yeah. What's my excuse now? I mean, like, seriously, what's my excuse now? Because, I mean, I'm not younger, and I'm still full of myself, but that's okay.
Hey, you're living everybody's dream, or at least all of us Cowboy storyliners. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool.
Like, you're living the dream for us.
And
so,
you know what? Living my own. Seriously, like you guys, I was telling this story last night to somebody that was asking me kind of about my job and all that. And I was telling them that I was like what's ironic here is that the people that have known me since I was really little, they're like, this is amazing because when I was a kid, like all these trivia questions that I get, like that stuff that I knew like in fourth grade. Now I didn't know what was the answers on the test. That's why I was getting bad grades, but I knew that kind of stuff. I knew, the difference between Doug Cosby and Thornton Chandler and Steve Folsom and all the tight ends and all that. I couldn't tell you. I didn't know the orders of the planets probably, Maybe that one, but that's about it. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Man, no, that's great stuff, Nick. I feel like I'm, one of the same, man. Except I wasn't smart enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to go work for the Cowboys. So, good job to you. Another toast that I want to throw out to you before I get into the score of the game is the flea flicker. I know you all are always a big
every game
proponent of at least once a game. Like, just do it once so they have to think about it. I'm now at the point where I want Dak to just keep it once. Just keep it once and just let them know that you'll keep it once and just put it in their head.
You have to.
But other than that, I think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I look to the Cowboys to pull it out. Hopefully, they put a lot of pressure on Caleb and don't let him get comfortable at all. I know that the Bears probably will start fast. They probably have something cooking to, get the game going, start fast. But I hope, we weather that, settle down, predicting the Cowboys victory 30-20.
All right.
Like to know what you think about that. All right. Have a good one, Nick, and enjoy the game.
Thank you. You know what's funny? You guys don't know this. I don't know if I've ever said this, but there's a game that I sort of play. Every time you guys pick a score, I try to think of a game that was that score. And that's a pretty hard game because if you do it the other way, like what was the score of that game, I could do it. But if you just go score first, it's kind of tough. But 30-20 is all Cowboys 49ers NFC Championship game 92. So I'll just share that one. I said to Derek Eagleton, I think it was in overtime, and they were trying to balls at midfield. I think it was before Dak had taken off for that run. It was after the Pickens catch, but before. So they were getting really close to field goal range. And I said, flea flicker for the win. Like flea flicker right now because you're expecting some kind of run, whatever, get a few more yards. A flea flicker for the win. Like, my phone would break. Like it would absolutely break. I guarantee. Because I get messages, I get Twitter, responses. If it's happening, if Syracuse does that to UConn at 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, I'll get a few people. So I can't imagine if the Cowboys won a game in overtime with the flea flicker. That would. I mean, I'm not saying it would break the internet, but it would probably break my phone, and it would be cool. It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it for sure. I don't know if I answered all those questions. I don't know. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Hey, Nick, how's your day going, man?
It's going good, man.
I hear it. Hey, I would never put you on the spot, but can we put Chris Beam on the spot about something?
Ooh. Whoa. Maybe. Go for it.
Could you tell us a little bit about the awards and stuff he's won and how much he does? Because I know that man is always working 24/7, it seems like. He's always in the background. All the different shows are like, yep, Beam in the back, and Beam in the back, and Beam in the back, and Beam on the sideline, and Beam doing video. Every show that's on, and no matter when I come on the website, he's always doing something. Can you give us a little bit of insight into all the stuff he does?
You covered a lot of it. I mean, I'll give you a little bit of insight.
Yeah, but how about his awards?
Has he got awards? I don't know. Like, I'm sure some.
He's got a couple like Lone Star awards.
Oh yeah, he got some Emmys, right? He got Back in the day, I know for sure when he was producing Special Edition with Jerry Jones. I'm pretty sure he was a producer with Steve Dennis, and they did a really good season all year long. It was outstanding. A lot of good stuff. That's the year I think we went to London, and I'm pretty sure they won an award for that one for best TV series or something like that. You can chime in. You can chime in if you want, Beam.
I'm
we're
sorry.
talking about
People
you.
were back here talking to me.
You won some awards, right?
I've had 2 Emmys.
2 Emmys. That's awesome, guys.
Yes.
Good times.
It's awesome what you do, man. And I really meant it. What I wanted to shout out was just because you're always on there in the background doing stuff. That's awesome, bro.
It's amazing.
We're looking
it is.
for a potty. Or
a potty. Do they have that? Potty?
They have something. It's called a Webby, I think.
Oh man, that'd be good. Going potty. That'd be.
That'd be cool.
We should have some awards for that called Going Potty. All right, cool. All right, Robbie. What else you got?
I cannot put my finger on a score for this one. I don't even know if we're going to win, man. I think it's going to be high scoring, 36-40, something like that. But I couldn't tell you who's going to win this one. I'm so nervous about this one. I want the win real bad. I want the win next week real bad, but I want the win this week now. So we're looking, I'd rather be 3-1 going into the first quarter of the season. But
be great.
I don't know. I'm just going to listen to everybody else. You guys have a great weekend. I'll watch the game Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys Monday. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Thank you. All right. I just wrote no score. I mean, I get that. Sometimes you kind of just – because you see every scenario. You see the Cowboys going in there and winning another close game. You see them, put up some points, and maybe the Bears are struggling, and maybe you have a comfortable win. You see another nail biter. I don't know if I see the Bears running away with it with the Cowboys, but I do see 3 of the 4 scenarios. And so when that happens, it's always tough to figure out. All right, Davion in Illinois. Davion, what's up?
What up, big dog? What to do? What to do?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice Friday morning. Getting this thing going for the weekend.
Got a lot of Bears fans around you?
I was telling you yesterday, my wife is a Bears fan by just loving this because we in this state. But other than that,
I get that. I get that.
My mother-in-law is too. So much. She's more of a Cubs fan, but she likes the Bears, and they kind of follow somewhat. But it is what it is.
It's all right.
They just always want to needle me because I'm a Cowboys fan. Family duty.
You don't want the mother-in-law mad at you, but
I know.
Sometimes it's inevitable. Well, I'm sure you'll take it for this one if she's upset that the Cowboys get a win. How do you think that happens, Davion? What do you think's the key?
Top thing to get a win, do not let Caleb look like he's back at USC.
Which year? Which year at USC? The year that he won the Heisman or the year that he lost 5 games?
The Heisman year, of course. We don't need to turn back the clock. We need to make sure. Listen to Flus yesterday. His press conference always give you vague answers, so I don't know exactly how we're going to do this. I hope we can play a little bit more man this week. I want like a 60-40 split. Kind of give it a little bit more, man. I think it'll give our guys a chance to really do some stuff. Blitz it up and heat the pocket up a little bit more because I don't think Caleb is like Russ. So if you can get some pressure on him, then you'll make some things happen with him. That's what I'm hoping. My score prediction: 30-21 Cowboys, of course. And I'll add it before I go. We got to beat the Bows. Beat the Bows.
All right. Good stuff. Caleb Williams is like, he's listening to Schottenheimer this morning. He was talking about how, number 1 pick in the draft. Obviously, he was also the number 1 overall, player coming out of high school. So, he has unbelievable talent. I questioned just how much, he could carry his teams to win, like the year. And, coming back from a Heisman year and you go back to school, man, it's tough just because the target on your back's got to be just enormous. But that's part of being in the NFL and being in high profile college football and all that stuff. So how he handles the pressure is something we still haven't seen yet from him, and that's something he's got to learn. He's a young player; he's got to learn and grow into that. I think if he stands in the pocket, he can make some throws, but I think that his accuracy is still in question. And so you're going to have to get after him. He cannot just sit there all day long because these corners are not going to be able to cover all day long either. So we know that. Raza in Virginia is our next caller.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So my prediction for the game, I think it's going to be a good one, probably similar to last week. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully we get, it's more comfortable for us. But this is going to be Caleb's, first time playing the Cowboys. And, whenever you play the Cowboys the first time, a big game, you usually play better. So I'm expecting a good game. I have, 2 questions. One is a quick one, if you could answer right now. When you sign someone to a 1-year deal, that money is only affected for, this year, correct?
Right.
Clowney's money will be gone. Next year we'll have that money.
Right.
So technically, I know there are a couple free agents available, Samuels Jr. and Justin Simmons. So if we were to want to pay them for the 1-year deal, we would be we have the money and capability to do so.
Sure. Now, but you also want to roll over the money that you're not using. It's not like it just goes away. I mean, it rolls over, and you can use some of that for next year's cap. So that's very important. That's why the Cowboys aren't just spending money. That's why teams don't do that. We have all this money to spend. Well, because you know coming up, some of these contracts. Because you got to know this. Some of the contracts right now, let's say, like, I'd have to look up Dak, but I can promise you Dak's not counting $60 million on a year on the cap. He's not counting 60. It's not the cap charge, even though his average is. So that means next year it's going to go up a lot or whatever. So you have to kind of absorb some of that, and that's why they leave some room on the cap.
Okay, but even if it's like we sign those players to like 1-year deals, wouldn't that be available again next year since they only got paid for this year?
Right. The money would be available, but they're not trying to use this money. Let's just say they have $15 million. They would like to roll that in if possible. If they need it, they'll use it. You also got to remember it's week 2. There's a lot of players, knock on wood, but there's a lot of players on every team that are going to get hurt. Let's say they lose 7 more players this year. 7, that's a lot. But let's say that they lose 7 guys to IR. Well, all those guys are getting paid, and then you're bringing in 7 more, and they get paid. So that's why you got to save some of this money. You can't just have money, just like, well, what are we doing with it? I mean, like, there's a reason why you got to have some money in the bank here.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I'll listen to the answer to this question off air. Do you see us playing at least a little more man defense? I know it's been like almost 90% zone past 2 weeks. You think at least 20, 30% more man?
I hope so. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raza, for the call. Appreciate it. I would hope so. I mean, not just because I think it's a better, it's a better type of coverage and scheme for Trayvon Diggs, but I also think that you've got to show different things. What's the advantage that Dak has right now over Caleb Williams? Well, even though this is his second year, there's still things he hasn't seen a lot of. Now, he thinks he's seen Eberflus's defense. He thinks he's seen all the things, in practice and stuff that he's seen on film. This is a good time to change some things up. So not only do I think it could work better, but I also think you want to give it a look that you haven't seen so much. And, in a toss-up game like this where it's a tight point spread, it could go either way. Try to create an advantage for yourself, and maybe doing some more, some changing up the schemes a little bit would probably be one way that it could certainly work there. All right, let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
Limited tickets are still available for the 2025 Dallas Cowboys home schedule. Visit dallascowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. All right, back here on Friday's edition of Cowboys Storyline. We've got good callers so far. Might get a couple of text line questions in here as well. Give him one more thing for Chris Beam, the award-winning Chris Beam. More things for him to do back there. I know he's busy enough, but We appreciate it. Let's go to Kansas City for our next caller, KC Joe on the line. KC.
Good morning, Nick. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, I must say, happy Blue Friday to all our Cowboys fans. I smell victory in the air. I see a 30-14 win this week.
30-14. Okay.
Yes, sir. And then you think Houston might get a little playing time since they're bringing in Clowney? You think he maybe split reps with Ezraku?
Man, I don't like taking Houston off the field. You know, I mean, he's been productive.
I know.
And so, you know, when they're looking at what they need, I don't know if they're like, wow, we got to get better than him. Zaraku's snaps are probably going to get cut. You know, maybe Sam Williams too. Maybe Fowler. I don't know how they're going to play all that, but I would imagine. And for this game, I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% sure that Clowney's going to play. I haven't been told this. I just, you know, he's an older guy. He just got here. Conditioning could take a little bit to ramp up. I'm not 100% sure he will play because if he does, it may not be enough to justify having that roster spot. So. Again, this is Friday morning. I haven't been told anything about him playing. I just have this feeling that he may not. I mean, and you know, he may be a game time decision as far as what his conditioning is going to be. So.
Hey, have you heard anything from our captain Randy Blue? Has your mom took him any food lately? Is checking on him?
Well, she took him some during a few weeks ago during training camp. He texted our group not too long ago, like a few days ago, saying that he was kicking cancer's ass. He was cancer-free. He still got some – you know, he's not out of the woods completely. I don't know if anyone ever is on that. There's some things he's still got to do and take care of, but for the most part, he's in good shape. And he's trying to call in. He tried to call the other day several times. So Chris hasn't given him the bat phone number yet, but for the most part, he's doing great. And so I love sharing that report with you guys.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.
Let's go to that text questions here. Chris in Wisconsin. He goes, I was 0-5 attending Cowboy games. They won the last two. I'll be at the game looking to extend my streak. Cowboys 31-27. Like it. Chris in Wisconsin is going to the game. All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. Chris in San Angelo. A lot of Chris's today. Chris, San Angelo.
How you doing today, Mr. Nick?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well as a proud member of the cult here, calling in, and so
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
We love each other, though. We're not a mean cult. Where I was going to go? Oh yeah. First off, I know y'all talking about some different shows earlier, and I know this might be yesterday's news, but I just want to tell everyone out there, if they have not seen Coach Joe, to do so right after this program. So just wanted to throw another one out there for that.
I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun doing that, and had a good conversation with his son, Tony Avazano, and he was very, very happy about it and how, you know, he said it's changed. It says it's changed his mentality a little bit on how he works, how he refocused. It's kind of refocused him a little bit. And so it's just awesome to be able to do that and kind of bring back some of those memories. It was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, absolutely. My wife did too. Let's see. Yeah, I was trying to call in yesterday and I texted, but I think it was a little too late. My idea about this upcoming game is just don't let, Caleb get comfortable. I don't want to be in that situation where the announcers are kind of like, and this seems to be the game where everything is starting to click with Ben Johnson's offense, Right. So got to give him pressure. I like the way I like the Clowney move just because it seems like it was done, like with some urgency, even if it is just for a cup of coffee, I like the move. So put pressure on Caleb and do all that. And let's see, I got 27-24 because We're not. I don't think we're ready to be calling blow-ups right now.
All right. Thank you.
But anyway, that's all I got, my friend.
Okay. Well, have a good one. Thanks for the call, Chris. San Angelo. Not Chris from the back, and not Chris in Wisconsin that texted, and not Chris from Fort Lauderdale that just texted. A lot of Chris going on here. It's like Christmas. So we should call him stupid. His question is, I wonder. You never heard that one before. I don't think I've ever said that before. It is Christmas. It's like Christmas morning here. I wonder what would be our fans' mentality today had we won in Philly and then won in overtime against the Giants. This team has a lot of real estate in front of them. Message to the fans, enjoy the ride. 31-21 Cowboys, he says. Well, they would be a lot more excited about being 2-0. I mean, that's what they would be. I thought what you were going to say is, what if you win that game in Philly but then lose to the Giants, which is very possible. Both, but you're 1-1. Either way, 1-1. So that's what it is. All right, let's go to the phone line. Cowboy Nico in Colorado Springs. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. It sounds like you guys are doing great today. I've been listening to the show so far. Fantastic. I'll make my point quick so everybody can get in. So I really hope this is a game that we see Leah foul. I'm done with the Sanborn deal. The experiment's not working. It's got to go. We're done with that. Let's put in this kid. Let him play with fire. Let him run around looking like Troy Polamalu, with that hair. Maybe we can get him a Head and Shoulders sponsor. But I think this is a game you need to let him loose. I also trickery. This sounds funny. Maybe you can give me some insight. What about a double reverse with Pickens and Lamb? Nobody knows what's going on there. I think that would be cool as heck. Also, I do think this is one of our wins. One of my 7 wins of this season. I do believe it's going to be a lot closer than people think. But give me another barn burner, nail biter. We're going to go 40. We'll go 40-21. The Cowboys will pull away at the end, but at first it's going to be a nail biter. And, that's all I got. You guys, let's roll. Let's get rowdy. Let's go Cowboys.
All right. Appreciate that. I guess it's one of those things when he says, I think it's going to be closer than people think. Like, I wonder, which people, because, the line is 1, like the point spread, the official point spread. But as far as, Cowboy fans goes, it is looking like 10, 14, 13. I think we're kind of all over the map a little bit. Wait, you just said closer than people think. He picked 40-21. He picked a 19-point game, which I'm actually looking at. I feel like the Cowboys beat the Bears by that score a couple years ago. Maybe not. It seemed like the one where they came here and Justin Fields was playing and Micah scored a touchdown, 49-29. So it's kind of like that. All right, good stuff. I mean, I Caleb Williams is without a doubt the key. I mean, that's what he's saying. That's what a lot of you guys have said. That's the key, just like most quarterbacks are. But, he can be that type of player that, if you don't want, like Chris and San Angelo said, you don't want this to be the one where, you don't want this to be the light bulb game for him in that offense where it finally clicked and maybe, and they would love for that to happen. You know what I mean? That here comes the defensive coordinator back to town and didn't work out as a head coach. So he comes back to town. Of course, you want to show him, what's up. So and Eberflus probably got something too. I mean, he's probably there's gonna be some emotions for him as he goes back to Chicago too. So should be a lot of fun. KC in Los Angeles is next.
Hey Nick, happy Friday, sir.
How are you? Thank you.
Pretty good, thanks. Super excited about the game Sunday. Also very worried. I think if we can get Caleb off a script, he has developed a bunch of bad habits his time at SC, and he's finding out the hard way. A lot of that stuff doesn't translate to the NFL. Very talented, though. So if we can get him, like I said, off script, we can force some of those bad habits to present themselves, tighten it a little bit up in the secondary, see what Clowney has, and I expect our offense to be productive. I worry about every game, though. So whatever it takes, get this win and get the hell out of there, and then focus on the game next week. But they're definitely, I like where this team is headed.
Yeah, I think this is. I agree with you, and this is one of those games where when you know you've got, the Packers coming up here, and I'm not saying that's not winnable. I mean, they're all winnable, they're all losable, but it's going to be tough. And then after that, you've got games at the Jets, at the Panthers. Again, games that you could win. I mean, you can't just walk in there and expect to win, but you could win these games. This one right here is, this is about a swing game as it gets. This is the one where I know it's still early, but doesn't it feel like you can kind of get a gauge of what your team is going to be? You go on, you build off last week, on the road, get a win here against a desperate team. That means that you've matched their desperation. If you can do that, and knowing what's next, that's always a big one. When you think about college football, those big rivalry games that are sitting there, it's that week before. Maybe you've got one eye here. This team shouldn't look ahead of today, much less next week. They shouldn't look ahead of what they've got on Friday and then walk through Saturday. But it'll be an impressive win. I don't care what happens. It won't be an ugly win. If you can go get a win in Soldier Field, it'll be worth it. Let's go to a break one more time here on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette.
Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is exclusively in the Dallas Cowboys app. Join the official fan club today. Download the app now to join. Back on the Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. We've got a few more minutes to go here. Maybe we could squeeze in a couple more calls. We'll start in Fresno, California with Brandon.
What up, Nick?
How you doing, man?
Day 2, come back to back, man.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. I'm off of work, so that's why I got baby bonding time. So we had a baby back in May, so I'm off of work. So that's why I'll be calling in all the time now.
Nice. Baby bonding, calling in on the Storyline. Like it.
He's asleep right now, so I got some time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had said that they figured it out on the defensive side. That's not what I meant, because you even clarified it. But with last week not having Bland, and then honestly, I'm like a big fan of Overshown. I really think that's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. I think they're going to figure it out. And my question to you is, what's your expectations of Clowney? Especially this week, I'm pretty sure you're going to be on snap count. I just wanted to know your expectations. And I'm going to change my score. Yesterday I said 28-14. It's going to be 31-14 because I hit a 59-yard field goal in Madden against the Bears, and I never do that. So It's pretty awesome to do that. So.
Nice.
So
All right.
I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, Nick.
Okay. Expectations for Clowney, I just said a few minutes ago, I just don't know 100% if he's going to play. I would think he would be. He thinks he would be. I think he said that earlier this week, that he's expecting to play. So then he probably will. It won't be a lot. And I can't tell you who's he going to be playing for. I don't think it should be James Houston. That sounds easy enough, but I think he's playing better than some of the other guys. Maybe it's Ezeraku. Maybe they figure out a way with another position to kind of make it all work. The good thing, Ezeraku's played some special teams, and Houston does as well. So you don't have a lot of defensive ends that play special teams, but those two can do it. Nealon's done it, so that's big. But, I expect him to just be disruptive, make a few plays, maybe some behind the line of scrimmage. He's lean, he's long, maybe bat down a pass here and there. But, if you can do some things to kind of to put them in third and long situations, whether or not he's the guy on the field during that time, who knows? But if he's one of those early down guys that can get them in third and long, I think that's good for the Cowboys. All right, let's go to a text question here. We've got Dan in Philly. Says, I'm feeling very confident in a big win this week. The defense can't play worse, and I think they'll mix up a little more. Diggs should have his season legs back and improve from last week. I would like to see Jaden Blue active. Hopefully he's done enough, and he's earned that right to be active. Yeah. I mean, I think Turpin's going to play. So from a kick return standpoint, it would have to just be, it's him being there as a running back and being better than Miles Sanders. And I'm just not sure that he's done that yet. I can't tell you that what we've seen is that he's going to be active. He might be. I just can't tell you that. And I don't know if Miles Sanders has done anything to not be active. I mean, that it would have to be things during the week. The reason why I can't give that answer is it's got to be things during the week that Jaden Blue is doing to say, all right, when he gets in the game, he could be better for us. If something were to happen to Javonte Williams, this guy has to be our starting running back. And can he do all of those things? And I'm not sure that he's ready. Now, if he's done it, if he's shown it in practice, then that'll be something that we just haven't seen. All right. 2 more callers here. We got to go quick with them. Armando in Mexico City. Armando.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine. Trying to get in for a few days, but no luck. You're getting popular.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I like that about the cult thing. I think that's very interesting way to describe us.
It's a happy cult. It's a fun cult.
Yeah. So very quickly, Nick, I just want to comment about the Giants game because I didn't have a chance to do that before. So first week, everyone was praising the Eagles because they found a way to win the game that they should have lost, and that's what champions do, and they were the best thing and all that. And then the next week, the Cowboys actually won a game that maybe they should have lost a few different times. And then they say, no, they're crap. They're not good at all. And then, so make up your mind, NFL. What is it after all? So that was just that I wanted to tell you.
Well, I'll tell you. You say, what is it? It's negative, and that's just kind of the world that we're in. I mean, a lot of people expect that kind of stuff, and you're right. It wasn't. A lot of people don't think that was a great win, and I've had people tell me about moral victories and they don't count and all that kind of stuff. Well, you can't, well, that's fine. If you're going to say that, if you really are one that says, I don't believe in moral victories, fine, be that way. However, when they go back and win a game like they did Sunday where maybe they could have lost, they didn't play that great, but they did win, then what is that called? I mean, like hopefully you're like, hey, win's a win. Let's move on. Because if not, if you're like, yeah, but it was kind of ugly, then you do believe in moral victories. You can't, like you said, it can't have it both ways.
Yeah, there are no style points in the NFL. This is not college.
All right.
Thank you, Nick. See you next time.
All right. Thank you. Good stuff, Armando. Let's keep it going on the phone line. We'll go to Minnesota. Lester in Minnesota. What's up?
Hey, good morning, Nick. Yeah, you know what? I grew up in Chicago too, man. So I grew up in Chicago in the 70s. So all my whole family, all my relatives were Pittsburgh fans, and all my friends were Bear fans. I was the only Cowboy around for miles and miles and miles. And I'm a White Sox fan too. But anyway, that's not what I call in for, man. Hey, I just wanted to know if we're going to do some more, try to get some more defensive linemen in there as far as a trade or whatever have you. I think we need a little bit more on the defense. I think Lafu should play a little bit more because I looked up the attributes of the other guy, Sauerbrunn. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's a little bit slow. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the NFL, but he's a little bit slow compared to Lafu. And as I always say, run the ball, play action pass, and throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb. and Pickens. Go Cowboys.
Okay. That's the game plan right there. Throw it to Lamb and Pickens. We'd all be geniuses there. You want to play, I mean, and just like a lot of other people that I've heard on this show, and is they want to see more of Leafau and less of Jack Sanborn. You know, Sanborn, I believe, had 100 tackles last year for the Bears in this scheme. So far we haven't seen a lot of dynamic plays, but like I pointed out earlier this week, let's let this thing marinate a little bit this season, because Barkley did not have a great game running the ball, and the Giants really didn't run the ball. Where I think Scatterboo had one big run for the big chunk, but for the most part, not really. So we've asked this team to stop the run, and they're doing it for the most part. Now the running quarterback, that's a kind of breakdown type plays. That's something that needs to be cleaned up. But as far as just lining up and running the football, we haven't seen that. And the defensive tackles have been pretty good. Solomon Thomas has been really good. I think Osa, Kenny Clark, of course, has been really good in there. The linebackers have done their job for the most part, stopping the run. So it's been 2 games. Let's see how it goes. But I think that's what Sanborn and Kenneth Murray do for you, and I think that's why they're in there, and we're seeing them a little bit more. So, all right, great stuff. Appreciate all the calls. I've got a lot of predictions here. I'm still sort of on the fence. I can see a win for the Bears. I see them getting it together. I can see that happening. However, I just, at the end of the day, games like this usually come down to the quarterback, and I'll take Dak right now over what I've seen from Caleb Williams. I think this offense is going to be moving it a lot more. Hopefully the weather doesn't slow anybody down, but I think as long as they can be functional, I think the Cowboys will score a few more points, and I think they'll keep the Bears winless and get a big-time win. So I haven't come up with a score just yet. Give me a few more hours on that one. It'll be in gut feeling, but I think the Cowboys will prevail in this game. So, all right, great week. Appreciate all the calls and texts. We will talk about it again on Monday. Have a great weekend. So for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you next time on Cowboy Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?